Hello air signs, welcome back to TreeHouse Tarot. My name is Jennifer and this is your 3-month outlook. This will be for my Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. Guys, please just take it if it resonates with you. Leave it if it doesn't resonate with you. Leave it right here. It's not for you. This will go through your primary energies for March, April, and May 2021. We'll talk in detail about what will happen under the full moons, what will happen under the new moons, and your transitional energies. If you like this read and you want one that's specifically attuned to your energy, you can get one from the $5 Reads menu. All the information on how to order a read is in the description box below the video or in the caption if you're watching this on Instagram. And guys, in the background tonight I have the third eye chakra Tibetan singing bowls meditation tone. It is tone number 28 in the TreeHouse Tarot Tone Pharmacy. If you're on YouTube already, that's a playlist on this channel. Let me get an Andarian Crystal Oracle, please, for my Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. Please and thank you. Ooh. I'm going to take the top one. Ooh, this is a beautiful one, guys. One of my favorites. Andarian Brilliant Blue. Now these crystal oracle cards work through your visual fields. You can just simply look at the image. I'll read you the back of the card. It's a long one. And you can receive these properties just by looking at them. They're beautiful cards. And all these decks are listed below, guys. This one says, "May your will and divine will be one. Within my being, I bring you gifts of power, will, confidence, and strength. I am a pure embodiment of the blue ray. I work directly with Archangel Michael to oversee and protect you in all ways. You are safe, loved, and cared for, dear one. All is happening in perfect order and in divine time. My energy cuts through all energetic attachments that no longer serve you, restoring you to your perfection. When you are urged to make life changes, I can ease the transition process, making it more peaceful. I hold the energy of the sacred feminine and will help you to heal all female relationships. I hold the blueprint of a time when there was pure connection with source energy. Gaze into my being and know you are an embodiment of the divine. Remember your true nature." You are but a tiny reflection of God, and all of God's properties are within you. You are capable of making any changes you need, air signs, and you have all of heaven and earth here to support you. Now I'm going to lay out your 3-month outlook now. It's a bit of a lengthy read, so let me speed up the video now while I lay your cards out. I'll meet you right back here when everything's laid out for you. All right, thanks guys. Thanks for sticking with me. I know that's a big spread. Let's get right into this. Now, there's some ups and downs here. I think that you're going to be feeling much better in the month of May than you do in March or April. Let me put it to you that way. And that's been kind of universal. I've done the fire signs and the water signs so far. It's been a roller coaster for both of them. It looks like yours is a bit more of a crawl, okay, but there is a great May ahead of you. And I do want to reflect that your crystal here is about making changes, easing the transition process. It looks like that's what you guys are about for the next 3 months. So let's start with the full moon here at the end of February. Under this full moon, your energy is of competition, comparisons, conflict, circular arguments, that kind of going around and around and around in a circle again and again and again. It's an addictive energy because you can get hooked on fighting, you can get hooked on arguing, you can get hooked on competing, you can get hooked on winning. You'll realize eventually that the point was never for you to not win the argument. The point was for you to go crazy. And if you've gone crazy in one of these circular arguments, then the other person has won, actually. and you fed right into their plan. But this is the energy here under this full moon. And what's been going on is, oh, listen, you've become enlightened to some kind of crack in the foundation here. This is a husband who's got an issue and he's not providing. This is someone's left a marriage. You've become enlightened to this. You've become enlightened to the long-standing issue that's been in your structure. This could be that you've had at the head of one of your companies, you know, really not providing any kind of leadership. You've become enlightened to that, you know, this is never, like, you're never really going to get anywhere. You're never going to get ahead in this company because there's no good leadership. I mean, take it how it resonates. But what you're doing here, what you find here under this full moon air sign at the end of February, there's going to be a big fight or a big breakup, a big, someone might get fired, someone might quit. There's something big here with this Chariot reversed. There's a full stop to something that was just moving forward. But it's because you've become enlightened to what the issue is. Like, you've really become enlightened to it. It wasn't, like, no one told you. This is something that's been bubbling up within you. And it's shocking when you figure it out here at the end of the month. It's been a bad seed. It's been a bad promise. It's been a false go. It's been almost a non-starter. If you've been going around and around and around with somebody, by the end of February, you're realizing that this has been an ongoing issue. It's been a long-term issue. It's been a bad seed. It's been a bad start. And now it's going to be a full stop. It's going to be a full stop. There's not been any help for you figuring this out. This is enlightenment that you earned. Probably through being worried, probably through exposing yourself to stress. But now you're going to understand what it is. And I don't think you're going to allow this competition, these comparisons to keep going on. I think this is the last of this. Because after this full moon air sign, you're moving forward quick. Now, you don't know what you want. Oh, not a miracle worker, but you're moving forward quick. You see, you're fully stopping this competition, this comparisons, whatever this thing is that you've been constantly going around and around on. You're stopping that, and you're moving forward quickly. Now, it seems like you don't know what you want. It seems like you're not sure where to put your glow. It seems like maybe this has really sapped your energy. Maybe you don't feel like you can nurture anything right now. Maybe it's just time to do you and lay in the bed for a couple weeks here at the beginning of March. You do feel like this is going to help you move forward, though. You feel better getting out of that Five of Wands energy for sure. And your entire energy here for the month of March, guys, is the Hermit, okay? This is being alone, trust in yourself. Being single and trust in yourself. It looks like the first 2 weeks of March, you're trying to figure out exactly what you want to put your focus on now. That was a lot of shit, okay? It looks like you ended a lot of shit there, right at the end of February. Give yourself a couple weeks. It looks like... See, this energy wants you to trust your wisdom, and I think you do. I think you do end up trusting your wisdom, and your wisdom above all else, okay, in the month of March. But in the middle of March, you're feeling a little foolish. You're feeling like, maybe that's what it was for you. Maybe competing and comparing and going around and around and around. You might have dedicated a lot of years of your life to that kind of situation. That might have been an ongoing thing in your work for many years. It might have been an ongoing thing in your love relationship or in your family for many years. You may not know what to do with yourself here by the middle of March, air sign. I'm going to tell you, the Hermit wants you to get a couple books and sit down and read them. Just chill. Because there's no need really to feel foolish. This is a good energy of self-reflection. This can be a really good energy of self-analysis. It's good to take stock. If you've made a fool of yourself and you feel that in the middle of March, then take the stock. It could be that someone else is feeling like a fool and they let you know that in the middle of March. Okay, so take it as it resonates. The feeling for you, again, is that you're not quite sure what you want to put your focus on. Doesn't necessarily mean you're foolish. Now, if you are feeling foolish, it might be because you miss what you're used to. And what you're used to is this fighting, this arguing, this around and around and around and around and around thing. Sometimes people confuse this for affection all the time. It's not. It just makes you feel foolish. And what I'm saying is because as soon as you feel foolish here in the middle of March, you go right back to this. Don't do that. But listen, here's the deal with the Five of Wands. From the Five of Wands, you can either go into, you can remove your battle stripes here and go into nice companionship, a nice happy companionship, Four of Wands. Or you can win this thing finally and move on, Six of Wands. But this energy cannot sustain itself, and it drains you. It's very low vibrational energy. A lot of times people will seduce you into a relationship based on arguments. People like to saute their words around and try to cook a new dish with the same old words. It doesn't work. But what can happen is you might keep winning this argument. You might think that you're smart and you're good at fighting and you're a winner. And really, it's to make you crazy. It's not, they never intend to win the argument. They want you to get hooked on arguing. Are you hooked on arguing, air sign? I'm going to start a support group. You don't need to be hooked on arguing. You're smart. You're smart. You know that you're smart. You know you're intelligent, you're intellectual. You don't need to argue with people. Because the second half of March here is a lot more arguing. It's the same energy as the end of February. You need to get away from this for longer than 2 weeks, okay? Try again. Next time, try longer than 2 weeks. Because what happens is, by the end of March, you're feeling left out in the cold. You maybe lose money here by going back to a bad situation. You feel a little foolish on your own, it looks like the middle of March. Maybe you go back. Maybe someone else tells you they don't know what to do without you. Please come back home. I'm lost without you. If you go back, it's the same old shit. And by the end of March, you're feeling ass out. Left out. Missing something. Like something's missing here. It's probably, a good portion of your sanity. That energy is to make you crazy. And it looks like by the end of March, you're putting it together. You could be losing money here, and that is adding misery to you. The background of feeling left out here at the end of March, Five of Coins is feeling like you're left out of your sanctuary, like something's missing, and it's big. It feels lonely. It feels worrisome. Okay, could be worried about money. What's been going on is there's been some kind of emotional codependence for you, or an addiction, or for you or someone close to you, and it's really been a dependency. It's made it impossible to be independent. It's made it impossible to be free. That inability to be single and alone and free, it destined this confusion. It destined having a lot of choices. If you've been emotionally codependent in a love relationship, air sign, by the end of March, you're like alone in it now. Because your inability to stand on your own 2 feet for longer than 2 weeks turned the wheel of destiny and turned your future into confusion and options and debauchery. Okay, this is where you have one too many every single time, and you never have a happy drunk now you're always thrown up. You just go over the line here. This could be someone else. This could be someone else not being able to put down the bottle. You trust them. You have a trusting relationship with them. And I think you thought that by trusting and opening up to them and giving and giving and giving, you would be included, but you're not. You're being left out. A person with a substance addiction or an emotional codependence to someone else, make